Oh no. Okay, it works. Hooray! I just gotta move the microphone around. Sorry if you're listening to this. Check, check. Okay. Okay, gonna start in a minute. Just trying to get some links for you. I changed the title of the stream. Okay, finally. I think I'm ready. My friends, oh my goodness. Hello. Hi. How are you? I've missed you. Can you hear me okay? The microphone is in a new place, so I want to make sure you can hear me. I decided to put it on a little tripod thing instead of on the long arm, because it's been easier to deinstall for other things. Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I've taken like a little vacation and I'm back. Welcome back to Attack the Pantry. I am Jenn Vega. This stream is a deep dive into ingredients, cooking techniques, and recipes to help you cook for yourself during this quarantine and, you know, the rest of your adult life. Last time, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we went really, really deep on butter because butter rules everything around me, and because now I'm an international butter influencer. Did you know? I'm totally kidding. Like, every time I say it, it's this massive joke. But it's really funny that companies keep sending me butter. Like, I'm not kidding. It's weird. It's really weird. You can watch all the past clips here on my channel if you click on videos, or the entire archive is located at youtube.com/JENNDLV. Make sure to subscribe there. I am a Twitch affiliate. That means you get a little crown next to your name when you subscribe to this channel. Oh, you have seen the butter Instagram pics. I love it. If you can't subscribe, I have a Patreon link and Etsy store below where you can get, Patreon, you can get recipes every week for $2 a month, or you can pay up front for the whole year. It's super, super easy. Or I have an Etsy store that has my cookbook in it, and it's better to buy from the Etsy store instead of Amazon because the money goes directly to me on Etsy. So there's tons of really great links below the video here, and if none of that works for you and you just want to like tip me for good advice, my Venmo is here, or here's a tip page in the chat. Hooray, wonderful. The business, gotta say all these things, you know, just so I can support my creative lifestyle, yeah. Okay. So much stuff has happened. My goodness. I'm still chugging along on skate videos. Number 37 is about my first skate meetup with Girl Swirl in New York. Don't worry, we wore a bunch of masks and kept our distance, but it was really fun to skate with other ladies in New York City. It was really cool. And the video is about another sponsored gift that I got. My friend Manny donated a balance board to me, so when I can't skate outside, when it's too cold or raining, I can like practice on a balance board. So that's been really interesting, falling down in my room and stuff. Oh my god, Chris Olsen, are you seriously listening to the Mercus Spotify playlist? I do not recommend the Mercus Spotify playlist for trying to do work. If you're trying to do work, I highly, highly recommend the Algar playing list. Yes, definitely have to work my ankles and strengthen my balance. It is something that I'm working on. So speaking of Float City / Fun City, a new episode went up on Monday. Sorry it was a couple days late. A few of us on the cast had some personal stuff that got in the way of editing, and so we hope you don't mind that we were a little late posting the episode, but I hope that you're caught up because I really want to keep talking about what's happening with Mercus. Oh, storyline. Anyway, this episode is us having a snack time and meeting a nice young man, or was it a Shuttha or a Harajun, or was it a cool looking Jalasti woman? I don't know. You'll have to listen to find out. I hope you catch up. And if you don't know, I'm on this Shadowrun / Stillfleet podcast called Fun City, temporarily renamed to Float City right now because we're doing a mini-series set in space. You can go to funcity.ventures. I'll put the link here in the chat if you want to check out the podcast, but that's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody, but the Mercus Spotify playlist that we're going to be posting on Patreon is truly, truly insane. Just remember that that story is set in 100,000 years in the future, and what Mercus understands to be pop culture or like oldies are TV themes, sound effects, radio stingers. So it's very, very ridiculous, but totally Mercus, I really love working on this show. It's so fun, and actually over the course of a year has become a significant portion of my livable income. So thank you very much to everybody who is listening, who is sharing the show, and backing us on Patreon. So this is a perfect segue into we are having sort of a mini Patreon fundraiser for Fun City. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be amplifying the amount of posts. We're sending you tons of bonus stuff, extra episodes, behind the scenes content. Yesterday, Shannon and Mike had a really, really interesting conversation about neuroscience and tabletop RPGs. We decided that we wanted to make a bunch of like posts and like really helpful interviews using the expertise that we each have. So I don't know if you knew about this, but yeah, Bone Cone is what we call it in the Discord. Shannon Odell, who plays Lash and Beta Combat, she is an actual doctor. She's like a doctor of neuroscience. She just graduated from Columbia University this summer. So she knows what she's talking about, and she's definitely the smartest in our group. She's the only one with a doctorate on our cast. So you can look forward to lots of really fun stuff like that. I have a really long post going up on Saturday about how I come up with characters and all the lore you might not know that goes into Vivian and Mercus. And I also have a scheduled chat with Wythe Marshall, who wrote the game Stillfleet. Did you know that Wythe Marshall is actually a future food scientist and a sociologist and somebody who knows about like our complex food systems? It's quite amazing. So he and I are going to speak on Saturday, and we'll publish that conversation for you. But all that is to say that Fun City / Float City has a Patreon, and we'd love for you to check it out. And I'm gonna put the link here. Fun City Ventures. Yeah, we're also hosting a trivia stream tomorrow night. I wrote a round of questions that all have to do with food, so I hope you've been watching my stream and paying attention to my Instagram, because some of the questions come from that. We will have prizes too. You're gonna have to be honest when you answer the questions, when you tabulate at home, but it's gonna be a great night tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Fun City Twitch channel. So I'll put that here too, twitch.tv/Fun City Ventures. We got nothing to do tomorrow. What else am I doing? There's so much that's going on. I'll explain later when I get to my personal food segment of the show. But this week on Patreon, I have a new recipe today for marinated jalapenos. Not pickled, marinated. I also made my November Speakeasy post public this month because there are just so many great events to share. I will elaborate soon, but check it out. Just go to my Patreon, my personal patreon.com/randwiches. You will see it. I want you to save the date. We're going to have another Netflix party on December 10th at 8 p.m. We're going to resume watching my favorite episodes of Samurai Gourmet, starting with number 7. So catch up if you haven't seen up to number 7. My little podcast, Culinary Word of the Day, is still on a little break, but the next one will be about vertical farming. You can follow the Twitter, CulinaryWOTD. I need help submitting words to look up, so if there are words that you are curious about or words that you want people to know in the world that have to do with food, please submit it. I've also just been watching a lot of TV. I don't know about you. what else, you know? I watched seasons 1 and 2 of The Boys, which was very, very violent, but definitely in my lane. I really enjoyed it so far. And I started watching Buffy. What took me so long with that? Wow. Wow and wow. Yes, salty gentlemen, my natural voice is closer to Mercus than Vivian. I explained this in the post on Saturday, but yeah, this is Mercus with just a little bit more nasal. And then Viv is very, very close to the mic. Viv is very, like, ASMR. Or at least tries to be. I don't know. Moving on. Friends, thanks for joining me today. Let's look at what folks cooked this week. I might not have caught all of them. If you want to be featured on the stream in this segment, tag me on Instagram, tag me on Twitter. This is my username, Randwiches on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you let me know what the dish is, you know, why you decided to make it, or even if you're just walking around the grocery store or the farmer's market and you see something cool and want to ask me a question about it, take a picture and I will happily answer here on the stream and feature your photo. So, awesome. Let's see what people have submitted to me this week. Oh, this is kind of an old one, but I just wanted to reiterate. This is my cat friend, Laika. She's my neighbor. She lives like a 10-minute walk away. And I gifted her a stick of Vermont butter. You can see the Vermont cultured butter. She is a huge fan of butter. So, Laika the space cat. Dylan was making Beyond Burgers, a Beyond cheeseburger. How many of you have cooked with Beyond Burger? I've not actually bitten into one, but I think the texture looks cooler than Impossible Burger. I don't know. It looks more patty-like than a cylindrical, like, creepy, perfect patty. I don't know. But I love that this is on an English muffin. That is in the style of Prune, which is a brunch place in New York City run by Gabrielle Hamilton. But I like serving burgers on English muffins. Have you ever tried that? It's pretty good. I highly recommend it, especially with some white cheddar, just like in this photo. But good job, Dylan, for making a Beyond Burger. Hooray. Kate is in culinary school and was showing me this coconut cake that I cannot eat. I'm allergic to coconut. But she is doing the icing section of class. Can you imagine icing cakes for a whole week? Like, I didn't finish culinary school, but like doing the same thing over and over again, yeah, you're gonna get really good at it, but don't know if I could make it through. But it looks lovely. Lots of dexterity here. Yeah, so much sugar. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth myself, so you won't see me icing very many cakes. In fact, I iced my first cake over the summer because it was part of my job. Like, I recipe test cookbooks, and there was a cake recipe in the cookbook, and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? I live alone. So I was trying to, like, run around the neighborhood giving people slices of cake. It's very funny. So that was a cake. That was a coconut cake. This is from my friend Robin, who was making, I think this was Alfredo gnocchi with caramelized onion. And you can see some black truffles. Like, treat yourself, Robin. Dang. Very nice. Very lovely. I'm a fan of gnocchi. Do y'all like gnocchi? I like to fry them a little bit. Pan fry them so they get a little brown and crispy on the outside, and then I'll sauce them. But do not deep fry them. I don't know if you saw that YouTube video of that guy that tried to deep fry gnocchi and they just started popping out of the pot everywhere. It is the scariest thing ever. And his laugh is very contagious. Maybe if I find it, I will tweet it later. But do not deep fry gnocchi. Pan fry it only after you boil it and drain it. This is from Sean, Boxy Sean in the chat. Don't know if Sean's here today, but this is a lovely vegetable bowl over rice with an eggie on top. I love it when people tag me on Instagram with their eggs. I love eggs so much. In fact, we'll put an egg on me later. We'll see. But it looks like if I zoom in, there's leeks, there's greens, there's shiitake mushroom, and a nice saucy sauce. This is lovely, Sean. Looks very hearty. And this is from Tris, one of my catering helpers, Tris. He's currently cooking through my cookbook. This is the kibe. So kibe is a type of deep fried meatball, and it has grains studded throughout the meat. So on the outside it's like crunchy, and on the inside it's like this tender meat with like pops of like grain. So I implore you to try kibe. It's super, super good. And Tris is eating it here on a pita with tzatziki. So like kind of like falafel style. It's not very far off from falafel. Like I would definitely eat these over hummus or yogurt or over rice, but pita is definitely the smart way to go. Looks really good, Tris. Dang. Look at that. Oh, there's even a hot sauce at the bottom. Dang. I like a hot sauce. So that's all the submitted photos that I got. So if you want to be featured on the stream, make sure you tag me on Instagram and Twitter, Randwiches. Tell me what it is that's in the photo, and I will put it here on the stream. And I'll show it off to everybody. I like a little show and tell, because I don't want to be the only one, you know, cooking throughout this entire quarantine. Y'all? Ooh, salty gentlemen. I pan fry them with garlic, parsley, and a good shredded hard cheese. Call them Italian fries. Hell yeah. That sounds delicious. Ugh. So good. Oh, there's a little fly. Woo. So let's put an egg on me. What kind of egg should I put on the stream? Should it be hard-boiled, omelet, fried egg, or poached egg? You get to choose. Whoever says it first. While I get my next little thing ready. What kind of egg should I put on me? Poached. Okay, you got it. Poached. Okay, let's see what I've been up to over the last couple weeks. I definitely had a lot, so this is a little bit of just the highlights, just the hits, you know? Just the hits. So, I launched a recipes website. No big deal. I'll put the link here in the chat for you. It's at recipes.happyfamilymkt.com. So, Happy Family Market is an annual festival in New York City where an all Asian team puts together a food night market, panels, and just art exhibits, just trying to find community and discuss, I don't know, the things that we go through as Asian Americans, from family to money to being a creative person on the internet. It's all like stuff we want to talk about. And so I've been involved with this festival for the last couple of years. I was a food vendor. I was somebody who sold, how many? I sold 800 sandwiches in the first year, and it was insane. It was great. I had a great time. I didn't participate last year, but because of everything that's happening, they've had to cancel all the events. We were hoping to supercharge the event this year in 2020, but instead decided to pivot. You know, we had a lot of businesses, nonprofits have had to pivot. We decided to start an online publication, and so this is kind of the first part of it. I put together the programming and helped build the website, so I'd love for you to check it out. So far we have 10 recipes on there that you can try. We aim to feature recipes across the entire Asian diaspora, so that means Asian American, that means the entire continent of Asia. mixed identity, and even just comfort food. That's kind of where I'm coming from, and we're accepting submissions. So if you are part of the Asian diaspora, you can check out the website and help us build this lovely volunteer-run collection. Hopefully one day it will become a cookbook. That's the goal. But yeah, that's one project that I'm working on. Crazy. I've been really overwhelmed. I don't know about you. I had all this energy at the beginning of the pandemic, like, I'm gonna cook everything that I'm seeing online. I'm gonna try every single new recipe. But of course, even I, as like a very enthusiastic chef, got kind of tired. And so this week I'm sort of cleaning the fridge and taking it easy and going back to basics. You'll see in a new Patreon post tomorrow about asparagus and how simple it is and how easy it is to prepare. So I'm trying to pare back, and not try to be so freaking creative all the time. You can get really fatigued when you're constantly posting things and making things and trying to perform. So this is a simple ham sandwich. This was inspired by that show, The Boys, actually. Toward the, I believe, end of season 2, Frenchie serves a sandwich called beurre baguette. So that's basically a butter baguette with ham, and he even tied little twine on it, and so I decided to buy some very simple ham, French sourdough, and those little thick slices there at the top, that's not cheese, that's butter. So yeah, this is a very simple French sandwich. Get any rustic bread, sourdough or baguette, some ham, and some butter, and that's it. I mean, I added a leaf, a fancy lettuce leaf, so I didn't feel so bad about biting into like a block of butter, but it's very good. Thank you, Frenchie from The Boys, for inspiring this sandwich. But yeah, like, if you're feeling like tired in the kitchen, just go back to the basics. Make a peanut butter jelly. Have some iceberg lettuce with ranch. Have a ramen cup, allow yourself, to not do a ton of dishes once this week. And if you've been eating that stuff, like, just look out for the salt content, drink some water. There's nothing wrong with eating this stuff all the time, but just, look out for balance and make sure you're drinking a lot of water and getting some vegetables and fruits every now and then. Whatever. Not trying to prescribe a diet to you, because why would I? It's hypocritical. This is another big thing that I launched this week. Boy, I launched 3 different projects this week, and I was very tired on Monday. But, this is some cool news. I've joined the board of directors at Death by Audio Arcade. They are a non-profit that makes independent games and puts them in wooden arcade cabinets. So they used to be nomadic. The story goes all the way back to when Vice, this company Vice, was expanding their offices here in Brooklyn and Williamsburg, and they actually closed down like 3 independent venues in favor of making office space for Vice. Ugh, it was so traumatic. One of the venues was Death by Audio, and it was an amazing music venue that hosted this arcade in the back. But as soon as that venue closed, Death by Audio Arcade became mobile. And so they had all this trouble with storage units, moving arcade cabinets from U-Haul to U-Haul, venue to venue, trying to transport, 6 arcade cabinets to MagFest in Washington, D.C. And so it's been a struggle for them. And thank goodness, there was a Kickstarter for a new bar called Wonderville. So it is owned by my friends Mark and Stephanie, who are very, very close to Death by Audio Arcade and have housed the arcade in a permanent space. But because of the pandemic and because of the new, reintroduced restrictions on bars and restaurants, Wonderville is not able to keep up with all the bills and rent. Like, there hasn't been any rent forgiveness in New York City at all. We only got, individually one stimulus check, and that's certainly not enough to keep a space open. And so Death by Audio is holding a Save the Arcade fundraiser on Sunday, December 20th. It's going to be telethon style on Twitch, here on Twitch. And we're going to be doing tons of interviews with game developers, speed runs of very, very difficult games, live music sets, and we have an online auction that we launched on Monday, so you can check it out. If you go to DBAA Arcade on Twitter, you'll see all the auction items every day. You can check out our schedule and see what we're all about. We love independent games, we love music, and we love Wonderville, so we're trying to save the space so that DBA Arcade doesn't have to be nomadic anymore. It would be a real pain to try to move arcade cabinets during the pandemic. So please check out Wonderville and Death by Audio Arcade. Yeah. What else is happening? I went on vacation, as you know. And I went upstate with a pod of my friends who were tested negative twice of COVID, and we rented a house. It sounds very luxurious, but I haven't had a vacation in like 2 years, maybe? Or a year? I don't know. So it was really nice to have a break and set aside some budget to do that. It was very relaxing. And so here are some highlights of the food that I made up there. We had a taco night, thanks to my friend Gabe. And so we made like crunchy tacos, and you can see that I'm in the middle of making a double-decker taco. So it's like ground beef, salsa, shredded cheese, just chopped lettuce, and then you can see in the background there's refried beans and cheese on another tortilla that I was gonna wrap around. You know how much I love Taco Bell, okay? Double-decker taco for the win. We also went to a distillery that had an outdoor patio with lots and lots of space. So Hudson Whiskey is upstate in New Paltz, and they were selling these $12 do-it-yourself tasting kits. So instead of somebody doing like a guided class of this is our like signature whiskey, blah, 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 they sold these kits that had these little taster things and a nice glass. And so this was a really cool, like affordable activity if you live upstate or are gonna go upstate. Hudson Distillery was amazing, and they have a cat you can say hi to named Bourbon. I didn't take a picture of Bourbon, but yes. Highly recommended. I bought a bottle of the Hudson Rye if you see them online in the store. So this is the view from the house. It was very, very relaxing. We had 70-degree weather for like 4 days. And the election happened, and whoa. And then it got cloudy and rainy for the rest of the time, but those 4 days of sun was like all I needed, man. Like, I've been a vampire. I haven't been getting my vitamin D, so it's been good. I had a great time. This is a post for tomorrow on Patreon. I'm going to show you how to poach asparagus. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I'll save that for you to enjoy in the post. This is my friend Birdie. I spent a lot of time with this dog, Birdie, who's, I believe, a Cocker Spaniel Poodle. Birdie is short for Larry Bird, but she's a she. Say hi to Birdie, everybody. Yeah, this is Birdie. Birdie the Pooh on Instagram. I was recipe testing on vacation. I mean, I know it's vacation, but I did have a little bit of freelance work that I needed to finish. This is a preview of a recipe that's going to go up on Taste Cooking. It is a Portuguese sandwich called the francesinha, and it is very meaty. It is a commitment, but it's a fun project if you really love meat and want to explore other kinds of sandwiches. So at the bottom, it has linguica sausage, a very thinly pounded garlic steak, some bacon, Swiss cheese, the bread, another slice of cheese on top of the bread. I don't know if you can see that. And then it's smothered in this tomato beer whiskey gravy. Like, what? It's very decadent. Highly recommend sharing it. This is what you would call at a diner a heart attack sandwich, but it was delicious and really fun to test with a bunch of people. Perfect. This is another sandwich that I got to test. It is a new take on a patty melt. So patty melt is usually beef based with caramelized onion, melted cheese on a griddle top in butter. And so I switched out the beef for pork. So this is a pork sausage patty with an apple caramelized onion relish with the Swiss cheese. So I thought this was really fun. The recipe is coming soon to Taste Cooking. I will happily share it when it goes up, but I'm very, very excited to share it. Oh yeah, Robert, you had a test version of it. Hey Drip, what's up? Oh, I didn't save it, but Drip, if you follow Drip on Twitter, she shared a pixel hot dog friend that I really, really love. Drip is a very talented pixel artist who helped me make all the eggs here on this channel, so please follow Drip. We had a hot dog night at the house last week. Everybody went crazy with their hot dogs. This is mine. This was mayo with the hot dog. I don't know if you can see it, but I cut notches in the hot dog. You'll see that in some places where you cut like notches in the hot dog and then they grill up and it widens. It's to increase surface area and to make sure you get toppings in every nook and cranny of the hot dog. And so this is mayo, relish, crushed up chips, salt and vinegar chips, and then Laogan Ma chili crisp. This was like a savory umami bomb. It was so, so good. What do y'all like to put on your hot dogs? Yes, heartburn danger for sure. Yes, such meat. I love your little hot dog friend. Yes, it is some 420 food. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it would be good while high. Can vouch. This was on the first night of vacation. I got a shipment of Calamansi fruit from my aunt in California. So Calamansi is a Filipino citrus that tastes like this little hybrid of tangerine, lime, lemon, and it's this little baby. It looks like a kumquat, but the skin is much tougher, so you can't eat the skin of a calamansi unless you cure it in an achar situation. But this is a pile of bissteak, just steak, T-bone steaks, with grated garlic, calamansi juice, a little bit of soy sauce, salt and pepper, and I threw these on the grill the first night, and whoa, starting on a high note during vacation. It was very fun. Wait, what's a Seattle dog? I don't know what a Seattle dog is. Ooh, okay, mustard, diced onion, jalapeno. Very nice. Good, good, good. Chicago dog, I am familiar with. Yes. What's a Japan dog? Yeah. What's a Japan dog and what's a Seattle dog? I don't know. I haven't had a chili dog in forever, y'all. Forever. I think it was like at a bowling alley when I was a teen. Gotta remedy this. Gotta have a chili dog soon. Shoot. Goals for next week. Chili dog. Ooh, with shredded jack on top. Yes. This is a very, very close recipe, close photo of some sheet pan nachos that I made. This is relevant to the Patreon post I made today about marinated jalapenos. The story is that I was lazy in making nachos. I mean, story of my life, being lazy and having nachos. And I wanted some pickled jalapeno, and I didn't have any ready, and I was just like, oh, but it's going to take so long to pickle some right now. And so I quick marinated them in a very, very, like, pungent, packs a punch sauce called Calamansi. And so that is on my Patreon right now if you want to check it out. It's patreon.com/randwitches. So that's what it looks like there. Let's see, what else is happening? Oh, and we already did that. Ugh. This is a big honker of a donut. How thick is this apple cider donut? This is from Wallkill Farm in New Paltz. They sell these by the dozen. It was very cheap and very good, very satisfying. If anything on vacation, this is the only thing I wanted. I wanted the apple cider donut during the fall. This is like the only thing I wanted, and I was so happy. I ate 3. I ate this one, I ate a plain one, and I ate a powdered one. This one's like cinnamon sugar. Ugh. The plain one, I wish I had like a dozen more to play with. I thought we could make like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches on the plain ones. Oh yeah, Union Square Green Market. Yeah, you live close to it. You're so lucky. I don't really get access to those. Oh, the Kobayashi dog. Okay, I get it. Yeah, cucumber shallot, Thai chili relish with teriyaki sauce, wasabi mayo, bonito flakes, and shredded nori. Wow. That's like a combination between like okonomiyaki and like katsu. That's crazy. That sounds like very rich. A very rich dog. Wow. Cool. Learning things. I love learning things. This is a burger. Yo. So it takes a lot for me when I'm like with groups of people to not cook. Like it takes a lot out of me. Like I want to cook all the time for everybody, but I have to realize that, you know, I have to let other people cook sometimes. But my friend Nick insisted on doing burger night, and I was like, okay, yeah, withholding my judgment. Look at this thing. It was, first of all, thick. Second of all, juicy. Third, super, super flavorful. Nick makes a good burger. Oh my God. You can't really see it, but there is some white cheddar melted onto the patties. I was blown away by the patty. It was so, so good. And then you can see that I made it sort of a green burger. I added jalapenos, avocado, lettuce, mustard, and I had like a big pile of ketchup to dip it in on my plate. Like it was very messy, but so worth it. On Instagram, you might see me squeezing this burger because it was that juicy. It was so good. My mouth is watering thinking about it. Oh my gosh. Really good burger, Nick. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I know. I want you to live in my cabinet. I want to cook for you. Oh, it would be great if I had like a live-in. Somebody to help clean, and all I had to do was feed them. That would be neat. That would be nice. Oh, okay. Seattle dogs are cream cheese with sauteed onion and sauerkraut. Oh, I've never had that. The only cream cheese hot dog that I've had was at Criff Dogs here in Brooklyn. They have a everything bagel hot dog. And I always get it bacon wrapped. The bacon wrap hot dog with cream cheese and everything bagel sprinkle. Yes. So good. So, so good. These are the roasted potatoes I made for brunch the other day. They are tossed in mustard, thyme, salt, and pepper, and got lots of onion and garlic in there. I believe this recipe is free on my website. Yeah. If you go to www.randwitch.es, I'll find it later and share it with you. But yeah, roasted mustard potatoes. Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Oh yeah, okay. So I have 2 more things. This is the trivia stream that I mentioned that's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. with Fun City. I wrote a food round of questions, so study up, friends. Study up. We have some prizes. If you're a fan of Fun City, we have some very interesting prizes for you. And if you're not a fan, like, catch up. Check us out, funcity.ventures. And then finally on Friday, I'm streaming a lot this week. Oh my gosh, more than I'm used to. This Friday, I'm streaming the first Fortunate Horse Nixer stream is what we're calling it. So Fortunate Horse is the studio that produces both Rude Tales of Magic and Fun City, 2 tabletop narrative play podcasts. It's run by Taylor Moore, and Taylor invited me, Tim, who plays Stir Fry on Rude Tales, Eric Silver from Join the Party, Liz Anderson from Campaign Skyjacks, and Shannon Strucci from Strucci Movies and Critical Bits. We are going to be playing this game. Ah, dang, Mothman won't move out. He said it was just for the weekend. So this is Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, at twitch.tv/fortunatehorse. This is a one-pager. I have it here that I printed out. So I'm going to be making a character very quickly on Friday. This is going to be really fun. Basically, there's a Mothman in our house, and we have to get him to move out. He said it was just for the weekend. When he appeared at your door, you decided to let him crash here for a while, but he's overstaying his welcome, and now you're stuck with Mothman. He's definitely chewed on your dress shirt. It's time to help Mothman fix his problem so he'll stop hogging your couch. So tune in on Friday. It's going to be really, really fun. I have one more stream on Monday. I'm going to be part of the bi-weekly D&D one-shots with Nikki, the wigged DM. But she hasn't posted our flyer for it yet, but just know that another stream is happening on Monday as well. So I've got a lot going on. It's very exciting. It's making me feel very sweaty in this sweater. But let's talk Thanksgiving, my friends. Let me catch up here in the chat. Oh, you saw these on Insta and immediately got hungry. Wow, yeah. Yeah. Dream of potato. Yeah. Oh, on Instagram, what was my caption? It was, Simba, everything the potato touches is our kingdom. Yeah, lots of streaming this week. I hope you don't get sick of my face. I have taken 2 weeks off, to be fair, so this is just making up for my 2 weeks off. So let's talk about Thanksgiving, my friends. Thanksgiving. So I got my poached egg here. Oh, on this side. On the wrong side. These were drawn by Drip in the chat. So you can check out Drip's work on Twitch. You do live pixel art from time to time. You did one last night, right? You don't have a regular schedule? I don't remember. Tell the people. Please put your link in the chat. Promote yourself. I force you. Because I love your work. There you go. Tuesday, 9 p.m. If you like pixel art and want to relax. It's very relaxing to me, at least. But yes, let's talk Thanksgiving, my friends. So what kinds of questions do you have about Thanksgiving? My first question for you is, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Please tell me your favorite Thanksgiving dish in the chat. And if you have any immediate Thanksgiving questions, I will happily answer them here and now. And if you don't have questions, I will just tell you all about all the Thanksgiving things that I've made. I have been cooking Thanksgiving since I was 16, so, oh my god. Am I gonna say this out loud? I've been making Thanksgiving for 20 years. Wow, oh my god. Sorry, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And then, when I was about 25, 26, I was working at a catering company that would make 3 turkeys for this one advertising company's Thanksgiving every year. So I was making 20 turkeys, so that's 1 turkey a year for myself. And then 3 turkeys for when I was 25 to 28. So like 9 more turkeys. So I've made like almost 30 turkeys in my life. Definitely carried turkeys in my backpack. I've definitely like made and tested every which way you can make a turkey. So if you have turkey questions, please fire away. Okay, so your favorite Thanksgiving dishes. So Martin says sweet potatoes versus yam. Yes. Lucius says mashed potatoes. Oh, Salty Gentleman, you smoke and roast a ham. Hell yeah. You have a smoker? What kind of smoker do you have? I have a second floor deck, so I can't really do too much big open fire stuff. So I do like very small smoking situations. Chris likes stuffing, especially when it got things like apples or sausage. I'm a fan of putting apple and onion in my stuffing, for sure. What? You fail at making turkey, so you do ham instead? What? If you can smoke a ham, you can smoke a turkey too. I'll show you in a second. Like, I'll show you the smoked turkey that I did one year. I think you can do it. I think you can do it. All right. Robert likes dressing. Drip is also into the stuffing. Ooh, y'all like your stuffing, huh? Wow. I'm really, really about the turkey. Like, turkey is like, it's a culinary challenge. It's such a behemoth to undertake, and so I think that's why I love it, that it's a challenge. Oh, come on. You can make a turkey, right? No, you can make a turkey. Anyone can make a turkey. Ooh, your family always has lumpia? Yes. I would love to make you know what? I actually have some shrimp lumpia in the freezer. Thanks for reminding me. I'm getting so excited that my asthma is like acting up. Cheers to you, my fellow asthma sufferers. The weather is changing and we have to hydrate a lot more. Hell yeah, you built a little smoker in your backyard with Home Depot materials? Will you send me a photo for next week? I will happily feature it here. I want to see it. Ooh, Lucius, your family makes a Chinese sticky rice dish? Is it wrapped in something and then steamed, or is it in a pot? Like, how is it served? Is it that pyramidal thingy, zongzi? I don't remember what it's called. Or is it served differently? Which sticky rice dish is it? Because in the Philippines, we have a sticky rice dish called suman, and it's more on the dessert side, not savory. Oh, it's served in a casserole dish since it's less work. Hell yeah, casseroles for the win. Casseroles are so much less work. Yeah, I'd love to see your smoker. Please share. Okay. Please, if you have a Thanksgiving question, throw it in the chat. But let me just go through some of the things I've made in the past, as well as, you know, leftover ideas, some maybe things you might want to consider for this year if you are either canceling or making your Thanksgiving for yourself for the very first time. There's lots to consider. So maybe I'll go through the categories first before I go through all the old photos. So maybe just find a photo. This is a salad. Okay. This is endive and arugula salad that I made last year for my sort of Mexico City themed Thanksgiving. There's sliced orange, and the dressing was sort of based on salsa verde. So instead of more jalapeno, it was more tomatillo and more orange to make like a vinaigrette. This was lovely, a good palate cleanser for all of the really savory stuff that we were going to be having for dinner. But let me just quickly speak about each of the categories of Thanksgiving and all the ways that you can, like, I don't know, introduce something new or scale it down because maybe there's less of you to be celebrating this year. But snacks and appetizers are always super, super important for, you know, all day cooking. So I always like to have a cocktail when I'm doing a whole day of, like, recreational cooking. But my advice to you all is keep it on the lighter side, because this is sort of a marathon. You don't want to have like a double dirty martini at the beginning of the day and be too sleepy to have Thanksgiving dinner, or too drunk to even eat. Like, yeah, I suggest like long sippable cocktails. So like a reverse martini is perfect. So if you've never had a reverse martini, it is the same recipe as a martini, except that you swap the vermouth with the vodka or gin. So it's, way less alcoholic, but still delicious. Or punches are great. Or simple things like vodka lemonades, or beer-based punches that are diluted with apple cider, or micheladas, things they'll be sippable all day. Like even Bloody Marys are great because they come with snacks. So think about a drink that's gonna last all day. Appetizers that you can snack on but not fill you up too much. So like dips are great. One of my favorite like really easy snacks is like playing with crescent rolls and making like pigs in a blanket, wrapping prosciutto around asparagus, like that's always really fun. I don't know, lots of appetizer things. But soup, you don't have to have all these components of Thanksgiving if you're scaling down this year. Like usually it's, soup, salad, sides, the main course, other proteins, dessert, and then like worrying about the leftovers. It's totally okay to have a normal sized dinner on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I mean, making the leftovers is always really fun, but just consider how many people are in your household right now and if you can get through all that. So it might be good to tone it down a little bit. The Washington Post has a food section called Voraciously, I think, and they had a feature on how to make your whole Thanksgiving in one sheet pan. So instead of making all these dishes and dirtying everything in the kitchen, they have sort of a plan for just making it all on one and just putting it in the oven at once. Doesn't that sound easy? That sounds very nice. But yeah, don't be afraid of scaling down this year, and don't even, pressure yourself into having a traditional Thanksgiving. Yeah. Oh, so we have our first question here. I'm looking for a new dish to make this year. Any ideas for cultural specialty dishes I could try? There are so many you could try. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can inspire you with some of the dishes here that I've made. So this was from my Mexico City inspired menu. So I tried to think of places that I missed going to and making the food from there. So if you've gone somewhere and you really miss this dish, like maybe try recreating it at home. Let's see. Oh, this is a leftover idea. These were turkey Pop-Tarts that I made with store-bought Pillsbury pie crust. You can just buy flaky pie crust in the freezer section of the grocery store. And, I just shredded the turkey, mixed it with a little bit of the cold gravy, because cold gravy seizes up in like a more gelatinous form. And that's perfect for filling things like dumplings. Pie crust like this. Pot pie. You can make pot pies ahead of time and freeze them for another time so you don't have to feel pressured to finish all your turkey all at once. But yeah, these had just a simple egg wash and then poppy seeds on top. I love shortcut cooking. Yeah. Pull a Mythbusters and cook it on the car as you drive. Oh my gosh. I don't drive. That idea is shot already. I can't drive. Yeah, you can definitely. That's the same tactic as soup dumplings. So if you don't know how soup dumplings are made, the filling is packaged with a gelatinous broth that's been reduced so much that when it's cold or frozen, you can handle it. You don't have to like pipe soup into a dumpling. It's usually something very gelatinous. So turkey gravy kind of goes the same way. So yeah, I'd love to see if somebody made turkey soup dumplings or turkey gravy dumplings next week. That would be crazy good. Wow. But so, turkey Pop-Tarts, one idea for you next week for leftovers. Compound butter. This is an avenue that I have gone down the rabbit hole with. So the New York Times has a wonderful base recipe for compound butter. So if you don't know what that is, compound butter is basically flavored butter. A compound, like the compound words, like two words that make a new word. Compound butter is two ingredients that makes a third ingredient. So I made 3 flavors one year. The bottom right is ham with orange zest. I chopped up a bunch of ham, mixed it with some soft room temperature butter, formed it into a log, rolled it up in some parchment paper, and then put it in the freezer so it would solidify, and then you can slice these discs whenever you want to from the freezer, and you can have it all the time. On the left is cranberry butter. So instead of doing cranberry sauce, I had a cranberry compound butter. Isn't that fun? And then at the top, I saved a bunch of my ramps that I harvested in the spring and made a ramp compound butter for us to enjoy on Thanksgiving. So if you want to make a compound butter, it will last for a year in the freezer, you know? So check it out. The New York Times has a compound butter recipe that is like a base that you can like swap out all the herbs and like play with fruits and different flavors. So this is just an example of what you can do. There are just so many other flavors. Like you can do ranch, like get the Hidden Valley Ranch packet and like mix it into some soft butter and then form it into a log and you have ranch butter. Wonderful. Yeah, you can do it with powdered cheese. You could do cacio e pepe, so like Parmesan and pepper, butter. Any flavor you can think of. Put in a compound butter. This was my plate from last week. So I had a Friendsgiving. Turkey number 1 of the year was last week. This is my lovely plate. I finished the whole plate. I never finish my food. This is the turkey I did last week. This is a spatchcocked, or it was before I sliced it. So this is another reason why compound butter is so important. I put butter under the skin. So I brine my turkeys overnight with like allspice, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever herb I'm using that year. This year it was thyme. And I made a compound butter of thyme, confit garlic, and butter. And I put it under the skin. So this was like a 40 clove garlic turkey under the skin. And I sliced it up, you can see here. But I like flattening the turkey or spatchcocking it. There's a really great tutorial on Serious Eats about how to flatten your turkey. Basically, you cut the backbone out with some poultry shears, and then you flip it over and crack the breastbone, and then it will lay flat in the oven. And the reason why I do this is it's just a faster cooking time. On average, a turkey will take, like a 10 to 14 pound turkey will take about 4 to 5 hours in the oven if you don't flatten it. But if you flatten it, this thing was done in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Boom. Cooking hacks. Yes. Whoa, I got you. Oh, you cheered. You spent some bits in the chat. Thanks for cheering. Woo. Oh, and you'll see that the bot has been sharing some helpful links if you are not already following me on social or want to see all the free recipes on my website. So if you go to the browse section there, I think there is a tag for Thanksgiving. Actually, let me pull it up for you here. Here is the Thanksgiving category on my website. So if you want all the free Thanksgiving recipes, they're there. But yeah, flattening your turkey, much faster. And another thing, if you are celebrating with a smaller group of people this year, some butchers and grocery stores are starting to sell turkeys in parts. So you could just commit to one breast that is like 3 or 4 pounds, You can get only legs if you want legs, or only turkey wings if you want turkey wings. So don't feel like you have to commit to the entire bird. You can ask any local butchers that have counters to break it down for you. And if that's not possible and all they have are like the big ass turkeys, go for another bird. Go for a Cornish game hen. Go for a roast chicken. Like, there's no prescriptive thing that says you have to have turkey. You could even do a roast beef. You could do a prime rib. You could do ribs. Like, any protein that you want, you can do on Thanksgiving. Like, I think it's all about just this cooking process and spending time together. That's kind of what it's about for me. And if you are not spending it with other people, like, the meditative healing process of cooking is wonderful. Like, I really, really love taking this whole day to cook. Like, it's one of my favorite things. It is my favorite holiday, except for the whole, history of it. I like the cooking aspect of Thanksgiving. Yeah. Screw the history of Thanksgiving. Let's just change it all, right? Let's just change it. Here's the prosciutto wrapped asparagus that I mentioned for an appetizer. I grilled these, but you can also just pop them in the oven. You could just get a pack of prosciutto, cut them in half, and then each half can cover one stalk of asparagus. And you can see that I've just barely cooked them on the grill for like 2-3 minutes just to get the prosciutto to seize up like some bacon, and then it's covered in some Parmesan cheese. It's a really good appetizer. It's good finger food. So here's the spatchcocked turkey. So it's flattened. You can see that it's got butter under the skin. It feels a little gruesome to do this, but you stick your hands under the skin and detach it a little bit so that you can get the butter underneath. But it's so worth it. The meat is so flavorful and soft after you do this. It's so good. This was a non-traditional Thanksgiving appetizer that we had last week. These are summer rolls, Vietnamese summer rolls. These were so delicious and so good. They have to be made to order. So if it's only a few of you, then you can make them as you go. But they have rice noodles on the inside. You can see there's shrimp. Underneath that, there is basil and mint and very thinly sliced cooked pork loin. So this was like a really good bite. And the sauce is warmed hoisin sauce with some crushed peanut. So this is a really cool idea for like a fun group activity for an appetizer. So Vietnamese summer rolls or Vietnamese spring rolls are also great. They're herbaceous. You can switch out the protein. You can even just make them completely vegetarian if you wanted to. It's the noodle and the herbs that really make it on the inside here. So if you have access, it's like a rice paper wrapper. You can see it at, like sometimes in the Asian aisle of the grocery store or at a specialty grocery store, you'll find them. You like to eat the wrapper plain? Do you dip it in warm water and then eat it? Or do you like to crunch on it? Also, I've seen that you can deep fry these wrappers, these Vietnamese wrappers. And another cool thing is if you have the leftover package after you've made all these summer rolls and you're like, what do I do with the rest of this? You can constitute the wrappers in warm water and they become noodles, basically, if you cut them. So they're very versatile. Yeah, this is a really cool idea, like Vietnamese appetizer for Thanksgiving. My friend Emily last year made a hazelnut cream pie. Oh my god, it was so good. It had hazelnut brittle, y'all. Emily! I'm gonna miss spending Thanksgiving with you this year. My goodness. So my friend Emily is like my pastry chef, basically. When I was doing catering, I would do all the savory stuff and Emily would do all the sweets, and she is very good at it. Oh, my goodness. This was the Thanksgiving spread from last year. So again, I had a Mexico City themed Thanksgiving last year. Let me just zoom in here. So you can see that we had mashed potato. That's pretty normal, right? We had pepita, bread pudding with black rice. We had Parker House rolls, which are, you know, great warm rolls. We made a mole turkey. Oh, it was so good. That salad I mentioned earlier, I put my gravy in a teapot. And instead of cranberries, I was just trying to use up stuff in my pantry. I did a dried fruit compote, which was still really good with the meat. So all you need to do with that is if you have a bunch of dried fruit in the pantry, chop it up, throw in a cup of red wine in a pot with like a cinnamon stick, little grind of nutmeg or clove, and let it reduce until it's like saucy. And so that was a great alternative to cranberry sauce. I mean, cranberry is great, but sometimes you can't get the fresh stuff, or like you don't want to have the canned thing, and if it's only 2 of you, you know, it's like, I don't want to commit to a whole cranberry can. Like, dried fruit compote is an amazing alternative. This is the close-up of the plate that I just showed you. Oh, I did elote green beans. So instead of just baked green beans with fried onion, I did, like a green bean casserole, I did elote. So you know, elote is the corn on the cob with cotija cheese, mayo, lime, and some cayenne pepper. Instead, we did elote style green bean. Isn't that fun? Oh! Yeah, mashed potato. Mashed potato is super good. Mashed potato is an amazing vehicle. This is a close-up of the mole turkey that I did. So as the turkey was roasting, I had been working all day on this like mole sauce. I got a lot of the spices and guajillo peppers from Mexico City, like when I traveled last year, and so I had all these dry goods, and I was like, I should use these up. And so while the turkey was roasting, I was pulling the juices from the pan and putting it in the mole sauce. It was like meta, like putting the thing back into the thing. It's really good. And so the garnish here is oregano. Traditionally, a lot of turkey meshes well with, you know, the traditional herbs of thyme, rosemary, sage, chive. But if I'm going more in the like Latin American route, oregano and cilantro are really helpful and fresh tasting versus like this holiday, like sleepy warmth. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But if you're gonna go in the Latin American route, highly recommend using oregano on your turkey. What else? Oh, so this is the turkey when I pulled it out of the oven. I did that same thing. I made a mole butter and put it underneath the skin. It looks a little dark, but that's because of the mole. It's just red. It was just really, really red. Super, super flavorful. Oh my gosh. This is a close-up of the mole sauce. You can see the turkey grease that I haven't stirred in yet. Mole is a great all-day project, for sure. This was our stuffing. So I had just the ends of things. So I had like a few slices of pumpernickel bread, caramelized onion, like a cornmeal muffin, pepitas, and then I added like this black rice later on to make it more hefty because it was only 3 of us and this wasn't enough. Like this bread wasn't enough. And I was like, oh, I need to stretch it a little bit more. I don't have any more bread. What should I put? And I put cooked rice. And it turned out really well. It was very goth looking. It was a very goth Thanksgiving last year. Here's another leftover idea. Like make a sort of chicken salad with your turkey. This is a turkey salad. You can see the mustard grain here. Lots of fresh parsley, a leftover seeded bun that we had as a side. So yeah, turkey salad sliders. Really fun. Mole does have cocoa in it. Great question. Yeah. Yeah, traditional Thanksgiving spices, usually like thyme, sage, rosemary, sometimes oregano and parsley depending on where you're from. But you can, you know, think of this holiday as a time to experiment. What else? I got a few more here. This is going to interest you, salty gentlemen. This is my pastrami turkey from 2016. So I looked up the recipe for pastrami and took the dry spices for the brine and made a dry rub for my pastrami turkey. So you can convert a lot of curing recipes into smoking recipes. So I made a dry rub using a pastrami recipe from Michael Rollman's charcuterie book. And I smoked these turkey legs until they reached an internal temperature of 165. And it was delicious. Yeah. This is the year that we had 4 turkey legs and 1 turkey breast. It was a Cthulhu turkey. This was a beautiful shot from 2 years ago with my friend Dylan. I made a Cool Ranch compound butter and put it under the skin to make a Cool Ranch tarragon turkey. You can see the tarragon fronds on there. But this was super fun. This was really, really fun. You too can have a Cool Ranch turkey. I was playing around in the kitchen and was trying to figure out how to make my own buttermilk ranch powder as like a garnish instead of buying the Hidden Valley Ranch packet all the time. So I bulk bought buttermilk powder from Amazon and just started experimenting. But if you don't want to do that, you can totally just buy the Hidden Valley Ranch packet and mix it with some compound butter, like mix it with some soft butter, put it under the skin of your turkey, and you'll have a ranch turkey. And you don't have to salt the turkey, because that stuff will be super salty already. Yes, totally. Yes, it is possible. You could also do a nacho turkey if you bought, cheddar cheese powder and did a compound butter with that and put it under the skin. I'd love to see that, like a bright orange nacho turkey. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I don't know, my friends might not let me try it this year. But yeah, Cool Ranch turkey, totally possible. This is another great leftover idea. These are Cheez-It popcorn turkey bites. Yeah. You could also crunch up Cool Ranch Doritos for this idea. So this is crushed up Cheez-Its. You can take your leftover turkey. It's already cooked through, so you don't have to worry about, cook time on these. But you break up your cooked turkey into bite-sized pieces, roll them in a little bit of cornstarch, dust it off, dip it in some egg, and then roll it in your crunched up Cheez-Its. You can either deep fry them or oven bake them like I did here, but these are Cheez-It popcorn turkey. You could also do this with Cool Ranch Doritos. Do it with nacho chips. Any chips, really, and any dry cracker. You could do this. But the most satisfying, I would say, is like panko breadcrumbs if you don't have any of these snacky bits at home. I haven't tried it with Triscuits. I think Triscuits would burn, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it this year. But Cheez-It popcorn turkey bites. It's one idea for leftovers. That's me in Bed-Stuy. This is the 2016 Cool Ranch turkey year. You can see that we did a little bit of a traditional green bean casserole. We had biscuits. I made a rye berry salad. So instead of doing like a traditional wild rice pilaf, I did like a rye Rye berries is like barley, basically. But I got them at the Union Square Farmers Market. Lucius, you can get like specialty grains there, like einkorn and rye berry. But I did a really simple one, which is caramelized onion and apple. So it's a great hearty side to accompany all this stuff here. Oh, this is the reverse martini that I was mentioning to you as a long, enjoyable drink through the day. This was with my old roommates, Jeff and Dylan, who I miss very much. Oh. We're getting into my mad science. Oh, yes, you could totally use crushed up Fritos to bread things. Totally. My favorite would be the chili cheese Fritos. So this is part of a Thanksgiving exercise. I always think of Thanksgiving leftovers as my personal Olympics. I try to push the envelope on, you know, how far can I go with leftovers? How can I transform a dish into something that is completely not? So this is the pastrami year, the pastrami turkey year. So I had all these leftover turkey legs. And I was like, how can I hide something in a turkey leg? And so what I did was I cut spiral sections out of the turkey leg. So imagine my fist is the turkey leg. So I cut like sections, like little tenders out of it. So I was left with these spiral holes in the leg. So there was still meat on the bone, but I took the colcannon that we made that year. So colcannon is an Irish mashed potato dish that has like greens mixed into it. And I stuffed it in the crevices of this turkey leg. And then I breaded it and deep fried it. And so when you bit into it, you got both the mashed potato and the turkey. I don't know what to call this except mad science. This is probably one of my greatest achievements in Thanksgiving technology. It was really fun to make. I hope maybe I'll get some extra turkey legs and do it again with different fillings. Like, it'd be so cool to stuff a turkey leg with, like, sweet potato and marshmallow and deep fry it. It's just such a surprise, right? I love this idea. It was so fun. And because, you know, leftover turkey is already fully cooked, all you have to do is make sure the rest of it's really cooked, like the outside, because you're breading it with egg. It does look like a croquette. It comes from croquette recipes, for sure. It's the same process of dredging in like a flour or a cornstarch, the egg, and then the crispy outside. This is just regular breadcrumb, but yeah, you could do chips, you could do Cheez-Its, you could do crackers, you could do saltines, or even pretzels. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorite things I've ever come up with during Thanksgiving. I told you, it's like Iron Chef for me. And then there was the year that I keep talking about. I was in Mexico City a couple years ago for Thanksgiving. It was the first time that I didn't make a turkey. Like, can you imagine what that's like for me? Like, not celebrating Thanksgiving. I actually came home and was like, okay, I'm never taking Thanksgiving off again. I love Thanksgiving that much that, you know, I'm never not going to cook Thanksgiving. But the year that I went to Mexico City, I sought out something that was very Thanksgiving-like. You know, it's not really like a thing in Mexico to celebrate Thanksgiving. So I went in search of the semita, which is a very large sandwich. This was my Thanksgiving in Mexico City. I got a semita. So if you're familiar with tortas, like Mexican sandwiches, a semita is very specifically from Puebla. This is a poblano sandwich. And the very bottom is like a chicken cutlet, like that's been pounded and deep fried. It's got this very specific stringy Oaxacan cheese that's very close to mozzarella, We've got sweet stewed chipotle peppers, avocado, and then there's this herb. I forget the name of it. I'm gonna have to Google it later, but there's this very papalo. Sorry, that's what it's called. It's called papalo. This very specific herb that you put on semitas. And this was my Thanksgiving dinner in Mexico City. It was so good and made me really homesick for turkey. But this was a great substitute. I mean, if you really don't feel like cooking on Thanksgiving, don't cook on Thanksgiving. Go get a sub sandwich. Go to the bodega and get a chopped cheese. Like, if you don't feel like cooking on Thanksgiving, just don't. But if you love cooking like I do and want to spend all day doing it, then, you know, there are a lot of ideas out there. I like to do themes. So, like, the Cool Ranch turkey theme was really fun. So everything tessellating off of that was, like, tarragon or sour cream flavored. The Mexico City one was all, like, elote, oregano, moles. You could do Chinese, you could do Filipino, you can mix and match. You know, it's a very flexible thing. So make your own traditions this year. That is my PSA. Make your own damn traditions this year and enjoy it. Like, really take the time to enjoy Thanksgiving this year. I know it might be difficult. You might not be able to see everyone you want to see, but you are allowed to do whatever you want on this holiday. You are allowed to cook and eat whatever you want. If that is a bag of chips and a sub sandwich from the bodega, then that is your Thanksgiving. And I salute you. But if you would like more inspiration, I'm going to share some links here with you in the chat. This is a guide I wrote to how to deal with your Thanksgiving leftovers. I told you, Thanksgiving leftovers is like my Olympics. Yeah, Lucius, that sounds like a great idea. You might get a turkey sandwich with cranberry jam and stuffing inside. Hell yeah. Just do that. Don't sweat. Play video games all day. Aw, Drip, your mom is mad you won't be going to their house on Thanksgiving. I get that. My mom was pretty upset with me for not coming home also. So I relate. I'm going to be celebrating in a quarantine house with just 2 friends upstate next week. Hopefully, maybe. We may cancel and just do, you know, separate Thanksgivings, but I can still hope and try to enjoy it, you know? Here's a recipe for carrot elote. So I told you green bean elote before, but this is a carrot version that I made. It's for free on the website To Taste. Let's see. I think I have a berry and biscuit. No. That's not it. Here's a really long blog I wrote for Put an Egg on It. It's called Thanksgiving Experiments. I'll just read you the beginning. When November rolls around, I start to dream up everything I'm going to make for Thanksgiving season. I say season because for me, that's not just the big meal. I get really excited about all the leftovers. What other time of the year do I get to experiment with such a large amount of food? It's an exercise in creativity and zero waste, coming up with all the ways to use every last bite. And I've been making Thanksgiving dinners for over 20 years now. Wow. And I give a snapshot of my last 5 Thanksgivings. So here's a link to Thanksgiving Experiments. You can see all the crazy stuff that I've been making over the years. And links to all the recipes if they are available publicly. Does anyone have any more Thanksgiving questions? Drop your Thanksgiving question in the chat. And you know what? We're going to switch up gears. Usually at the end of this stream, we pretend we're on that show Chopped, but this stream, I think what I want to do is just talk about your favorite Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. So if you have a Thanksgiving question, add it to the chat, or share with me what you love on your Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. Lucius already mentioned a turkey sandwich with cranberry jam and stuffing. What about everyone else? For me, I think this year, my goal for a leftover sandwich is I want to make a mashed potato croquette sandwich and have like shredded cabbage and like dip it in gravy. That sounds really fun. Oh, my mouth is salivating. Ah. Nah. What is your favorite Thanksgiving leftover? Okay, so Robert says turkey, a slice of dressing, cranberry horseradish sauce. Okay. Cranberry and horseradish. Usually people stick to just one, but you put them together. Okay, cool. I'm into that. When we were able to host events, the magazine that I edit put an egg on it. We always had this day after Thanksgiving event called Leftover Special. And we would invite people to bring their leftovers to an art gallery. And we would encourage people to go wild, make your ultimate leftover sandwich, and then we would take really, really nice photos of it. Let me see if I can find it. I want to show you. Maybe I can't find it. Leftover special. Maybe it's on my website. Oh, I have a Ranwich's Guide to Thanksgiving. I forgot I wrote that. Here, I'll share that with you. Oh, there's spreadsheets. I forgot that I had a whole guide. Here's a guide to Thanksgiving if you need to organize. It has a spreadsheet for dividing tasks and stuff. Okay, Drip says, my boyfriend made a turkey stock out of the bones last year. Best turkey noodle soup you ever had. Yes. Wait, your cranberry sauce, Robert, is a mix of cranberry, horseradish, diced onion? Oh, cool. Lucius's mom would make a turkey soup too. Nice, nice. I really liked, what did I like making? I think I really peaked at that stuffed turkey leg. You can do a potato, like a baked potato soup. Like you add broth to the mashed potatoes and make it more soup-like, and then you can dress it as if it's a baked potato, you know, with like sour cream, chives, crunched up bacon. The gravy is also a good soup starter. Like, you know, add a tablespoon or two whenever you're about to start another soup or like whatever. It's like a bouillon cube because it's got all that fat and thickener already. Yeah. Chris likes a cold turkey with lots of butter, salt, pepper. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Just as simple with butter, salt, and pepper. Hell yeah. I mean, why mess with a classic, right? It's not garbage, it's so good. All of this food is garbage, you know? It's like an exercise in indulgence, right? Cool. I love hearing all of this from you guys. I'm just really, really glad to be streaming again and to hang out with you. I'm not sure if I will stream next Wednesday. I might actually be leaving for the holiday earlier, but I'll let you know. In other news, this is another thing. If you have advice about this, I had been struggling with work for most of the year. Like, November was the first time that I was able to, like, pay rent on time. That was a huge accomplishment, and thanks to my support network, thanks to all of you who have been helping me on Patreon, and some new freelance work that came in, I was able to just sort of pull myself out of a hole. So thank you everybody for supporting me and like hanging out with me on the stream and like, I don't know, just asking questions and just engaging with me. It's just been really heartwarming and literally saving my life. So like, thank you. And I decided to spend some money on myself recently, and early Christmas present, I got a Switch Lite. I'll change the scene. So hopefully, I'll be streaming more of this stuff. Like, I don't know how to stream from a Switch yet, but I'm gonna start playing games. And if I can't stream food stuff next Wednesday, hopefully I'll just stream game stuff with you all. I need a capture card. See, this is the advice that I need. Thank you. Okay, cool. I think the first game that I'm going to tackle is Breath of the Wild. Oh, I already have the plug-in for Elgato here on my computer, so that's cool. So I just need the hardware. Awesome. Oh yeah, Bijan. I'm so stupid. I should just always talk to Bijan first before I ask about any streaming. Oh, you don't know if a Switch Lite would let you stream though? Good call. I mean, I have a bunch of Steam games that I haven't finished yet. We haven't finished Night in the Woods. I still have the Humble Bundle to get through. At least I could do those from the computer. So I'll share my Switch code with everybody later, after I open the box and stuff. But this is like a new development in my life. Like, I've never really bought gaming stuff for myself. So this is really cool. Like, I've grown up in this regard. I'm not gonna buy anything for myself for like another year, but yeah, the Animal Crossing themed Switches were really, really cute. But yeah, I could just point my camera toward the screen. I have multiple cameras here, so I could just do that. I know it's a little jank, but you know, it's all right. I was looking at the Animal Crossing themed Switch, but I don't think I have enough investment in that game itself for me to get a theme thing of that. Like, does that make sense? Oh, okay. It doesn't have an HDMI output. Okay. Just play and tell us what's going on. Thanks, James. Also, hello. Nice to see you. Isn't it evening for you right now? Last time Gwem came by. That was very nice. I know, the Seafoam Joy-Cons. I was really into it. Like, I love Seafoam Green, as you can see. Yes, Link's walking. He's walking. More walking. Sounds about right. Ooh, it's 11:42 where you are. Oh my god. Is that a custom emote from your channel? That's dope. Aw, Drip. Okay, we should talk about doing emotes for my channel. It's about time, right? Alright, last call for Thanksgiving questions. Does anyone have any Thanksgiving questions in the chat? This has been really fun hanging out with y'all. I know, I do need emotes. Well, now I can afford to pay Drip more, so I'll do that. Because pay your artists, right? Everybody needs to pay artists. Ooh, I like your boba one. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, thanks for cheering. I love it. So beautiful. I love that boba emote. Awesome, y'all. Well, if you have more Thanksgiving questions, you can tweet me anytime, Ranwiches, or you can DM me on Instagram, same username, Ranwiches. I'm here on call answering your Thanksgiving questions all week, even the day of, I'll probably be online. Oh, thanks for subscribing, James. Bless, bless, bless. So think of me as your Twitch TV talk show where you can ask questions about cooking anytime. Happy to do the research too if it's something that is not common or unfamiliar. If you see something at the grocery store that is puzzling you, take a picture, tag me in it. I'd love to feature your cooking photos in next time's stream. I don't know about next week, but maybe the week after that. But Everybody have a wonderful rest of your week. I can't believe how dark it is outside already. Oh my god, these are such good emotes. I love them. Okay, yeah, Drip, you and I should talk about doing more egg emotes. Or at least repurposing the ones you've already made. Alright, everybody. I'll catch you on Twitter and Instagram. I'll let you know when I'm streaming next. But if I don't see you next week, have a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Cancel going to your folks' place if you can. Oh my god. Yeah. Egg emotes. We're gonna do it. We should do it. Alright. Good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your Wednesday.